You are not breathing yet. The first thing you will ever feel is pressure, a slow, crushing tightness pushing you toward a world you cannot imagine. And in this moment, you are closer to death than you will be for years. For 300,000 years, this is how every human being arrived. Not in a hospital, not under bright lights, in the dark, in a cave, between the hands of frightened, determined people who have done this before and who have buried the ones who did not make it. This is the story of your ancient life. From your very first breath to the day you go looking for someone to share it with. And by the end, you will understand something strange. Every fear that haunts you today, the racing heart, the sleepless nights, the dread of being left out, was built right here, in a world that has been gone for 10,000 years. Let us begin where you began. Your mother is in agony, and there is a reason her body seems to be fighting itself. Anthropologists call it the obstetric dilemma. In plain words, your head is enormous, the largest of any animal for its size, and the opening you must pass through is dangerously narrow. Because hips built to walk and run upright cannot be too wide. Two scientists, Karen Rosenberg and Wenda Trevathan, spent their careers studying this. They found that human birth is almost impossible to do alone. Unlike nearly every other animal, your mother cannot simply deliver you by herself. She needs hands. She needs the women around her. And that is the first lesson of your life before you have even opened your eyes. You survive because of other people. You will never stop needing them. Then comes the part no one likes to say out loud. You have been born, but the danger is only beginning. Two researchers, Anthony Volk and Jeremy Atkinson, gathered the records of foraging peoples from across the world. The numbers are brutal. About 1 in 4 newborns did not live to see their first birthday, and nearly half of all children never grew up at all. Stop and think about that. Your odds of reaching adulthood were close to a coin flip. So your mother does the only thing she can. She never puts you down. She carries you against her skin every hour of every day. She feeds you whenever you cry, not on a schedule, but on demand, sometimes for 3 or 4 years. Researchers like Richard Lee, who lived among the foragers of the Kalahari, watched mothers nurse their children this way, constantly, for years, while carrying them across miles of open land. And here is where your ancient life reaches across time and touches you, right now. Think about the last time you were completely alone and felt that small, cold spike of unease. That feeling is not a flaw. For an infant in your world, being alone for even a few minutes could mean a predator, the cold, the end. Your nervous system learned to scream the instant it lost contact. We call it separation anxiety, and it kept you alive. It simply never learned that the danger is over. You grow. Now you can walk, and the world becomes a classroom with no mercy for mistakes. An older woman in your group takes your hand and teaches you the plants. This one heals a wound. This one stops the bleeding. This one, the one that looks almost identical to the last, will kill you before nightfall. This knowledge is unimaginably old. At one ancient site, archaeologists found traces of people grinding seeds and roasting roots almost 800,000 years ago. The wisdom being poured into you was already ancient to the ancients. You learn through play, because play is practice. You throw sticks. You chase. You hide. Every game is a rehearsal for the day your life will depend on it, and you learn fear faster than you learned anything else. One bad berry, one snake in the grass, one scream from the adults, and that lesson is burned into you forever in a single try. You did not need to be taught twice. Does that sound familiar? It should. Your brain still does this. It still seizes one frightening moment and refuses to let it go. It still replays the worst thing at 3 in the morning. That is not your mind breaking. That is your mind doing exactly what it was built to do, in a world where forgetting a threat meant dying from it. But the part that changes everything is still coming. Because soon, you will have to face a threat that does not hide in the grass. This one hunts you back. You are older now, lean, fast, almost grown, and it is time for your first real hunt. The men hand you a spear. It is not a crude stick. It is a thing of careful design, wooden, balanced, sharpened to a deadly point, the kind of weapon archaeologists later pulled from the mud at a place called Schöningen in Germany. Those spears are nearly 400,000 years old, and so well made that they could be thrown with real accuracy. Your ancestors were not clumsy brutes. They were engineers. You move through the tall grass with the others. Your heart is pounding. Today, you are the hunter. And then, in a single instant, you are the hunted. Something explodes out of the brush. A lion, faster than anything you have ever seen, already on top of you before your mind can understand what is happening. You feel its weight crush you into the ground. You feel claws rake across your face, a line of fire down your cheek that you will carry for the rest of your life. This is the scar that will never fade. In this moment, you are going to die. You are alone, and you are weaker, and you are slower, and this animal was built to end you. Except you are not alone. The others are already there. Spears drive down from every side. Someone shoves a burning branch toward the cat's eyes, and fire is the one thing it truly fears. You find your own spear still gripped in your hand, and you drive it upward with everything you have left. The lion twists, roars, and breaks away. It runs, and you lie in the dirt, bleeding, alive, shaking, surrounded by the people who refuse to let you go. This is the secret of how your kind conquered a world full of creatures bigger and faster and stronger than you. Not with claws, not with size. You had something none of them had. You had each other. You had sharpened spears and fire and a plan. You did not win because you were strong. You won because you stood together. And that terror you felt beneath the lion, that flood of raw electricity, the pounding heart, the narrowing vision, the impossible burst of strength, your body still keeps it loaded today. We call it fight or flight. It is the same ancient surge that saved your life on the day of the hunt. And it still fires inside you now, in traffic, in an argument, in the seconds before you walk into a room full of strangers. Your body cannot always tell the difference between a lion and a hard conversation. So it prepares you for the lion. You carry the scar now. You are a full hunter. You have survived the deadliest years a human can live, and now something entirely new begins to pull at you. Across the river lives another group, and among them there is someone. You find yourself watching for her, inventing reasons to be near her. You feel something you have no word for, an ache, a hope, a quiet fear that you are not enough. But you are not the only one who has noticed her. There is another young hunter, the one who always ran a little faster than you, who always threw a little farther. He wants her too. And the elder who leads your people must approve any match. So you do what your kind has always done. You prove yourself. You bring back the best of the hunt. You show your strength, your steadiness, your worth. And here, one last time, your ancient life is reflected in your modern one. That sick dread of rejection, the fear of being passed over, the desperate need to measure up, it feels like weakness. It is not. In your world, being chosen meant your life would continue into the next generation. Being passed over meant it ended with you. Of course it terrifies you. It was always life and death. The day comes. The whole group gathers by the fire. She steps forward, and in her hand is a single green feather, the sign that she has made her choice. She looks at you. She looks at him. And slowly, she lifts the feather. Does she place it in your hair or in his? That question is older than every city, every word, every name you know. And the answer, the moment that decides whether your line lives on or ends right here, is where your story turns next. You began as a single breath in the dark, against impossible odds. You survived your birth, and your childhood, and the lion, and the deadliest years of all, because you were never truly alone. So the next time your heart races for no reason, the next time you cannot sleep, the next time you feel that quiet ache to belong, remember this. None of it is broken. Every one of those feelings was once a tool that kept you alive, inside a body that still believes the danger is real. The feather is still in the air. If you want to know whose hair it falls into, this is only the beginning. Subscribe and live the rest of a life you already carry inside you.